you do this. Like sometimes I'm not ready to like reach for the moon. I don't know how to describe this, but I think you'll kind of get it. Like if I see somebody that I was like, oh, I really want to like try to match with them. Like they seem really great, but I don't know if I'd be like a really great like match for them. And it's not because I have like crippling like self like doubt or something, but it's just like they're just so put together. I'm like, oh my God. Like I don't know if I'm supposed to like reach that high, right? I don't know. So I came across that type of profile the last time that I was on Hinge swiping in my bed and just kind of like by myself, not in front of a camera. And I had come across this dude that I went to college with, and I remember that he was so hot, but like he was not in my circle whatsoever, or like let's say I was not in his circle. But like I saw him all the time because I don't know, I went to a pretty big school, but also it's kind of small. So you would eventually, if you started as a freshman together, you would eventually see people repeatedly. Especially if you liked sports, you'd see the same types of players, whatever. So I knew that he was like a frat dude, but I also knew that he was in SGA, and I also knew that he was doing something. He was like a real go-getter, but I thought he was super cute then. And I was like, oh, like, I was just like, wow. And so honestly, I came through and I saw his profile in as my like next like thing, and I like couldn't say no. I was like, oh. But I also couldn't try to say yes, because like I'm pretty for sure that he would not put two and two together that I was the same person. Like he looked like himself because I remember him, but he had no reason to like remember me. I don't think that I really looked the same. I had like my own kind of like transformation over the years, and like I feel like even from like my teeth situation, I look like a completely different person than I used to like 2 years ago. So there's that. So like I wouldn't think that he would like actually know who I was, but like I knew who he was, and I just couldn't bring myself to like do anything. I was like, he was one of my like, I don't know, reach people when I was like younger in college. And now that I was seeing him, I was like, oh, would I be a good match for him now? I don't know. So I just did nothing. So I just like closed out the app. I didn't say yes and I didn't say no, and I just closed it out. But like when that happens, like the person is gonna pop up in your deck again until you actually make some sort of definitive action of a yes or a no. So anyways, if that happens while I'm doing this, you'll know the backstory of like my lack of words. Okay, so when I first open it, we've got a set of 3 dudes in what looks like a bar, and they're standing at the bar. It's a wooden bar, and I see the types of beers that they're drinking. They've got Michelob Ultra. Looks like some sort of microbrew in a can with a koozie. Like I understand that it's like functional, but I'm just like, why? Why do you need to do that? So I feel like I'm hoping, really hoping that this person of the profile is not the person with the koozie, because we've got 3 different people to choose from, and like one is not it for me for sure. The koozie holder. So what I'm also seeing, oh, I see what's going on. I saw that his koozie, like this, you don't care about this whatsoever, but I'm sort of a little bit curious about this, so I'm gonna share. So on his koozie, I thought it was like a microbrew like beer, because I could only see part of it. It was like a half of like a logo. And like I recognized the colors because it's like a New England brand, and like I just thought it was like a beer, but it's not. It's actually like a company. And I was like, oh, I looked at his like half sip pullover thing, and I was like, oh, I see the same logo. And I was like, what's going on here? So it's actually, he's wearing a company jacket with a company koozie. So like he either really loves that company. I know the company, I don't want to say it, but like he either really loves that company or like is super loyal like customer. So I don't know which one is worse or better in my mind, but like still the koozie guy, not doing it for me. So then we got the third dude off into the corner slightly, just looking into the camera, not even really smiling, kind of sort of a little bit mysterious, but he's almost mid-swig, drinking from a bottle. So that's what we get. There's one dude that looks kind of cute, and then the rest are just like fillers, but like interesting kind of like character fillers. I don't know what's going on here, but I'm hoping it's not middle dude. So we don't know that yet because we're going right to a prompt. The best way to ask me out is by just be upfront and direct, no games, no guessing. I feel like everyone, like yes, that would be really lovely, but also like that tells me a lot about what he's expecting. Just be upfront, direct, no games, no guessing. The thing that I'm going to like talk about is the no guessing. I think you can't expect no guessing. Like the opposite of that would to be have like all the information. The opposite of that would be like having little doubt, therefore no risk. And like you're dealing with another person, you're dealing with a basic stranger, and you're also dealing with a lot of unknowns. People try to like make the most known, sometimes even before you meet. And so that's where you get like the pen pal people who like really don't even want to like take a little gamble or whatever after like 2 months of constant talking to like see if they could possibly eke out a red flag before you get to the date. For me, it's not like, I'm not trying to avoid the red flags. I'm just trying to see if this is going to be like fun for me in the ways that I find fun. And is it going to be compatible in the ways that I find compatible? And so like, I'm not focused on avoiding the guessing part. I actually kind of like that. It's okay for me to sit in an uncomfortable unknown, especially when it comes to like figuring out people, because like that's what you have to do. Like you're not supposed to just have it super known. Like, so I feel like that's unreasonable. I get why you would want that, and I get why like guys would want that. I feel like they're like they love a little bit of, or a lot of, like very clear direction, or like they don't want to misinterpret your like intentions. But like that's what dating in the very beginning is. You don't know your intentions yet. So like I feel like this is a little bit of an unreasonable ask because of that. It's like I feel like you need to get better a tiny bit at like the unknown. It's reasonable to expect after like 3 or 4 months. It's reasonable to have like very clear, like, what are we doing? Who are you? What are you trying to do with me? But then in the very beginning, I think that that's not reasonable. It's unenjoyable, but that's not unreasonable. Just get better at like sitting in a little bit of uncomfortable. I feel like I see that a lot. And I just wanted to be like, you know, okay. Uh-oh. No. No. I just saw evidence. I just saw evidence that it might be the koozie guy, because I scrolled down past that prompt that I talked about for a million years. I saw that he was like 6'4", and I was like, oh wow, that's really tall. And then I saw that he works at a place that was on the koozie. Mind you, there was no logos on any of those other 2 people in the first photo. So I'm like, oh no, maybe that was a work party, and that's why like all those other people were there. Maybe they're his work buddies or whatever. It might be the koozie guy with that logo of this company. So I'm like, oh no. Now I'm like in suspense. I like don't even want to scroll down because I'm just like, it's gonna be the middle guy. It's gonna be the middle guy. Okay. He actually used to live in the town that I lived in for a really long time. So he's into long-term relationships. Life's better shared. Looking for a partner to explore. enjoy cozy nights, and build something real. If you're kind, curious, and ready, let's talk. I like how we said ready. It's like that makes me kind of like question, like, am I ready? I think I am. But I feel like a lot of people could like read that and be like, well, maybe I'm not ready for like all that he just said. So it invites reflection, therefore less people not ready would be like wanting to match with him. So I feel like that little ad was good. It's the middle guy. Yeah, weirdly enough, he actually looks a lot better like physically in some of his other pictures. So it's not such a fail as far as like being compatible with him based upon my attraction level to him. Based upon the first picture, I was very upset that it might be the middle guy, but upon further investigation, which we'll get to, his level of attractiveness in my eyes, it could be okay. He's on a zip line and he's giving the peace sign, and he's clearly having a good time as he reaches almost the what's that called, like the wooden platform or whatever, where like you land after your zip line thing. So he's almost to that, and somebody's taking a picture of him, and you could see like the mountains in the background of New England, and you can see like fall colors of the leaves. So this is a very like New Englandy picture, which lends credibility to this dude is actually from there. I do think that that's really important to put in there, like an indication that you are a real person, right? We've talked about that before, where it's like, it's just too questionable. Like you want to erase doubt that you're a fake profile if you actually are a real profile. So one of the ways that you can do it is to like use local things. Like I saw that his company was local to like where that area is. I already like never even crossed my mind that this guy was a catfish, because I was like, oh, okay, that makes logical sense. So like the fact that he has a New Englandy picture and like the other one, it like is building a storyline that makes sense that this is the right person. So I still always got to keep that in mind as I do things online. But we're gonna scroll down to the next picture, which like I couldn't really see his face, but like the thing about like the zipline picture is that like it says a little bit that he's sort of adventurous, right? Like I don't particularly think that that's super like adventurous to go on a zipline. It sounds something I would like to do, but I can see that that's something that people like to do there. So I don't know. It's not like he's hanging out in his basement and like making like model cars or something. Like he's trying to show me that he likes to do things like outside, and that just conveys like, oh, okay, maybe that's more of a match for me. I don't want somebody super introverted because I'm already introverted. So that's why I bring that whole thing up. I'd rather not date a basement dweller for obvious lots of reasons, but one of them being like, I don't want it to be super painfully introverted relationship. I need a little bit of like, let's go out and do things. So yeah, this guy, he's playing, looks like he's at like a work event, like where they have like fun, quote unquote fun, employee days or something, and like he's what's that called, like it's like they throw like bean bags at like dirt and like try to get into cornhole. He's playing like the inside version of like cornhole. So he's playing cornhole, he's very happy. This is the picture that I feel like he looks the best physically. You can see his smile, you can see that he is very tall, so he's not a liar about his tall. Because there's like context of like how tall I can like understand he is. Anyways, that's all I'm getting from that picture, that this should be like the first one, I think. So I don't really have anything great to like say about that. I'm looking for, this is exciting, I wonder what this guy's looking for. My opinion is if he's not into games and he's into somebody who's ready, I'm pretty sure that he's ready to like find a wife. Well, that makes obvious sense because he only put long term and he didn't put open to short. Like there's only that suggestion of long term. Someone to adventure with, explore new places, do the everyday couple things, and just enjoy life together, whether it's a big trip or a cozy night in. I feel like he's used the word cozy a few times. I hate the word cozy. Whenever you think of like a cozy Airbnb, I never want to stay there. It's like, I just think of it as like, that's small and it like has weird decor or something. Eccentric cozy would be like my ultimate nightmare. So cozy. Cozy, how do you have a cozy relationship? Cozy. Safe? Cozy. I don't know if I'm looking for safe. I don't know if I'm looking for cozy. Like, envelop me with your cozy arms. I don't know if I want to prioritize that feeling versus like something else that I'd rather have. So, I don't know. Is cozy a word that you would like to have in your profile? I think a lot of women would probably like that. It's not for me, but he does mention this quite a bit, meaning like at least twice, which is kind of a lot given there's only, you know, a finite amount of places that you can like add your wording to. So seeing it repeated actually makes a difference. It's like a purposeful choice to use the word cozy, right? Pay attention to that. Pay attention to repeated things. It might not just be because they're not that creative as far as like the use of adjectives, but it could be that's what they really want. So it must be a top priority if he keeps talking about this. So I've already decided that cozy is not how I would want to date. That's not compatible with what I'm looking for currently right now. So anyways, I feel like that's very normal though. All right, so in this next picture, I see that he's probably at some sort of Mexican restaurant because I see the little scraps still left on the table and it looks like some sort of nachos and I don't know what else, but it does look like nachos. He actually has some sort of drink in front of him, so I don't know if it's a cocktail, but it looks kind of fun. And he has a big pink sombrero on his head. So I don't know if it's his birthday or what, but he looks really happy. He looks really inviting and he looks like super non-threatening. So like I don't really have anything else to say about this other than this is a pretty good picture. Like he picked a really great one as to show like what he's into. He's like fun, like wearing a big hat as like a dude that's 6'4". Like I feel like that just is a fun dude. I don't know why his sombrero is not like his first picture because that's clearly the one that like shows off his smile the most. The thing about like the first picture with like the 3 dudes is that it's a crooked picture because whoever is taking it from on the other side of the bar is like not directly across from them, right? So like if it was the bartender that took it, they would have had taken the picture this way, but it's like different because it looks like the bar was like on an L. You don't really care about this, but I'm trying to tell you that the picture is like crooked and like you can't really tell what he looks like actually. I feel like sometimes I film at bad angles or whatever, and like I just look a tiny bit better when it's filmed straight on. So in this actual video, I'm filmed almost directly. Like if you look at the couch in some of my videos, the couch is like on a tilt and you can sort of see that if you can see the couch cushions. But like you can see the couch cushion here and it's like parallel to the floor. That's what I mean by like you can see directly across from me. It's almost like a nicer angle. So the problem with the first picture is that his angle is weird and I couldn't tell how good looking he was because it looked kind of, it was a very unflattering angle for his face that's not unattractive. It's like attractive. So I don't understand why he put that there, but there it is. So you have more front facing pictures as you scroll through, but for the first one I wouldn't have done that. So it is, this sombrero picture is taken directly across from him in the booth at the Mexican restaurant with his, you know, fun hat, and you can see his face in like the most flattering angle. I know guys are not like really gonna care about angle, but like make sure your angle is flattering or that it's a good picture of you if it's your first picture, right? Like we've talked about that. So like really prioritize what your first picture is, because that's what people first see when they scroll. So my love language is soft touches, cuddles, and hugs, the little moments of closeness that say more than words ever could. I feel like this guy is romantic. I don't love the word cuddles. I think I'm more like black-hearted than this guy really needs. So I like touch, but I also don't like thinking about cuddling. I don't know, I think like probably something's wrong with me. This is just a normal dude trying to find a partner that also enjoys normal things. And like, it's a little bit too like traditional for me. So I see that he is grilling on one of those black stone things. I think that's what they're called. Like those cast iron grill things. So it's got good taste in quality stuff, and I can tell that he likes to cook. And he's got a really nice porch. You can tell how big it is because this grill is gigantic, and there's another grill right next to it, so it's pretty big, like nice porch. And I love outside eating area, so like I appreciate that he is somewhere enjoying the outside when I'm supposed to be like looking at like how good of a grill master he is. Like I'm busy looking at the porch, so I feel like that says everything you need to know about how interested I am in this profile. Anyways, we end the profile with some race car picture where he looks like he's working on a car, or at least by a car. It could be his son. I'm trying to look at their faces to see if I can see any overlap genetics going on, because it's kind of weird to just have this kid. He looks like he's maybe 13. Maybe 14, pushing it next to this car. So maybe it looks like a father and son thing where they, you know, why else would there be like this kid with him? And like, why would it be in his profile if it wasn't his son? So anyways, I don't know. I scrolled up to like the demographic stats of his profile, and I looked for if he had kids. Do you guys look at that like section like a lot? I really just look at like where they actually like live, and like, are they into drugs? And then the rest of it, like, I sort of kind of don't care about. But I do go back to like look at that once I've seen the whole profile. Sometimes I'm like, huh, okay. So we're gonna say no. Here he is. The guy that I went to college with. Frat guy that is still hot. He still kind of sort of looks like his version of himself when he was in college too. I just remember like him, yeah. I actually prefer like his grown-up like version of him now. He's got one picture where it looks like a very throwbacky picture of what he used to look like, but then when I keep scrolling, spoiler, I've already seen this like profile like 5 times, so I'm, you know, scrolling to my favorite picture. I should just like say yes with him. Oh god, I thought it said active now. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna say yes and he's active now, but it says active today. So he doesn't even have that great of a profile, but I'm going to, you know, explain what it is to you. But yeah, so I guess we'll start. So his first picture is of him in the golden hour lighting. He's inside of a sailboat, and he's wearing green khaki shorts and like a white linen top that's buttoned down, and they're rolled up at the sleeves. So like he's also wearing maybe boat shoes, I can't tell, but anyways, it looks like his like sailboat is like nice. It's like not unkempt or something, it's like a nice one. It does seem like it might not be local because there's palm trees in the background, and where I am in New England there's no palm trees, so this might be kind of like a travel photo. So it might not be his sailboat, which is important to think about if you're just trying to match for you know, what you think this dude can offer you. Look at those clues. Like, I'm not judging of like why you would want to match somebody, but like pick up the clues. So it might not be his sailboat, but he might just be on vacation in a sailboat. Anyways, you can tell that this was taken by like a woman, because like, I don't know, he's kind of like suggestively smiling at them, and he's got like some Ray-Bans on. So had I not known that this was him, and I didn't know this until I kept scrolling, but had I not known that this was him, I would have been like, I don't really know about this, because like, you know that I hate like the people that wear sunglasses in the first picture. But like, I could tell that his top was classy. I could tell that like it was linen, and I could tell that you like, that's a nice classy kind of fabric. And I can only tell that because I sell a lot of linen and cashmere and wool and stuff, so I can just tell what it looks like, or when the use case would be most likely that would be something that he would be wearing. So I could tell from the sheerness of the linen shirt that it is linen rather than cotton. Doesn't matter, but I'm just saying these are the things that I pick up. So I'm like, oh, he's got some good taste if he's wearing linen on his vacation in a sailboat, wearing his Ray-Bans, looking rather sexy. And I'm just like, oh gosh, what am I gonna do with this? I'm looking for someone funny. I'm not that funny. And smart. I am smart. To share a life with, to go on dates, to travel, and to spend days in the sun. Okay? He is my exact age. He is very tall. He's my flip-flop of my numbers. He's 6'5". So he does not have children, and he's not into drugs. I don't know why I needed to tell you that, but I guess we're just going to keep that in. He owns his own company, which is super hot to me. And he obviously went to the same college as me, so it's right there. He is from a weird part of my state, which is like very like rural. So I'm like, wow, how did you make it that big? Anyways, he's into long-term relationship open to short. Let's have fun. Share some great food and adventures and see where it goes. I'm genuinely hoping it leads to something long-term and meaningful. Is into monogamy. Green flags for me. His next photo is him. I think his hair is so good. And his eyes are, I can't tell if his eyes are green or his eyes are blue, but like it kind of looks like it's green. But honestly, he's got this weird filter on his next photo, and I'm just trying to see. I don't remember, like I wasn't like a stalker weirdo person. I just saw him from afar a few times and I was like, yeah, you're hot. I didn't know anything about this person. So anyways, he is looking like he's happy with his dog, but it's like a weird photo. It's like not like a well thought out photo to add to this, because you can't really see all of his face because it's hidden behind the dog head, and like the dog's head is cropped out so you can just see the dog's eyes, and it's not like an artful crop out. So I don't know. I think that my like of him is just riding from like my past like of him, right? So like if I was just judging him based upon like, oh, is this like an interesting profile, I would have said yes to his first picture because I think he looks hot there. But like by the time that I scroll down to like these middle two pictures, I'm like uninterested because I'm just like, you maybe don't understand how to like use this app. And I feel like that's really what I mean by that is like, if I can tell that you know how to use this app, then you could probably figure out how to do most things in life. And I like people who know how to like do things. I like don't really want to be with like a clueless person, or you're so out of touch you don't know certain things about things. And I'm just like, I give a little bit of grace to dudes because they're not so like self-absorbed with like their selfies and stuff. Like, I do understand that they don't take the best photos of themselves. They don't know how to use like the app in the most aesthetic way. But like, I am judging your aesthetics a little bit, and it has nothing to do with like if you are attractive. It's like, do you understand how to like present yourself in the best way to people that are like usually looking at Instagram photos, right? Pinterest photos. Like, I'm a girl. Your target audience is a girl. That like, that's sometimes what they care about. But that's one of the indicators of like, how can I tell that you know what you're doing? Don't crop out your dog's head and then, you know, have it at weird angles or something. I don't know, just don't do that. Try to get it to like look more normal, more of you, more proportionally correct, more than just your head. Like, I want to see your neck and your chest, and I want it to be like looking proportional. Like, I don't film YouTube videos like this, right? Like, that'd be fucking weird. But that's what I have to deal with when I'm trying to talk about like guys in their profile. Can we just stop doing that, please? Anyways, the next photo is of him with like a tiny bit more of his neck, but you can still tell that this is an oddly cropped photo. It's not even a great photo, and he's got his sunglasses on. What carries him in this photo for B is that I know that he's attractive, and he's got no beard, and he's got a really nice smile. And so like, it's just good for me because it hits all of my needs. But I don't think that this would be like really wowing to somebody that didn't find him attractive. Like, this isn't interesting. It's weird because I can't see your eyeballs, and you're only showing me like the bottom of your neck and your head. And like, you're outside in like a deck chair, and like the background is like brick. So there's nothing really going on that like says a lot about you besides like you have a deck chair, right? Yeah, I don't think that that's really great. Anyways, my simple pleasures: a good book, a day in the sun. Keep saying the sun. Very sun friendly. But he is very tan, so that kind of does make sense that he's like seeking the sun. A good book, a day in the sun by the lake or the ocean, and good conversation. Boring answer, but also like, I like all of those things, so I'm going to be a little bit like, but I guess it does say a lot. Not many people read nowadays, so we pick that as the first one, right? I don't know. The next photo is of him in a zip jacket with a plaid shirt with a tie, and you can only see like the top of his shoulders to his top of his little spiky hair situation. He does look like he has hair, the same haircut and the same style from like 2007, which I personally like because I like that, what dudes looked like then. But I don't know if that's very applicable to other people. Maybe I'm just like his perfect match. We have no idea. So anyways, I can tell that he's really tall because his head almost touches the very top of this bathroom door or this bedroom door or wherever. So I know that he's not lying about his tall, which is another context clue. Always look for ways to comparison things, like ways to like see like proportions, what's the word, ways to see scale. I know that a door is usually pretty tall and his head is almost to the top of it, so if we want to fact check him as far, because so many people lie because they try to hack like the whole like every woman wants like a tall dude, and so they'll lie about that. So if that's really important to you, you're gonna get good at deciding who's a liar and who's not before you meet them. And again, I'm not trying to like judge how you want to date, but if you're trying to make use of your time and not go on a bunch of shorty catfish dates, use the context clues in there in their photos to determine if what they say is true. If that is a really big priority for you, I guess is why I mentioned that. I don't really care. I've said that before. I don't really care as long as they're a tiny bit taller than me. It just works out for kissing angles a little bit better. Anyways, this year I really want to begin checking some adventure travel off of my list. Maybe somewhere in Europe. That doesn't really say too much different than what we've already said. Adventures and travel and ocean and stuff. It's very like, it doesn't really say anything about him, right? Like, who are you, dude? I don't really know. You just like to do pretty normal things, which is fine, but I just don't really know who you are. Right? My weekends look like, and it looks like he's on a boat, on a lake. Wearing like kind of like a pink, peachy colored hoodie with a polo underneath, wearing some more different glasses. I'm just like such a sucker. I can't stand it. I'm just such a sucker for his face like composition. It's like perfect for my liking, but also like he doesn't have any beard, and I'm like not really foamy at the mouth, but like I understand that like I'm not super in love with his profile, right? Like I'm just like, oh, why am I like this? His end picture like kills me. And honestly, he's not even like a classically super hot dude. But like to me, it's like the epitome of like, if you could just reinvent somebody that I would like be really attracted to. It's this dude. I have such mixed feelings about this. His last picture. I don't love that he has so many pictures with his glasses, because like his eyes are nice. Why are you wearing 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 6 pictures you're wearing sunglasses? I want to see what you look like. Anyways, I also think everybody looks better with sunglasses. So he's in his car, but like his face is just so nice. All right, I'm just gonna heart the best looking picture, and I just did it. I just hate myself for that like. It goes against everything that I said, but like I can't fight like a physical urge, desire, like my biological attraction thing is like sometimes it's not activated at all. And like I know that a profile is not like the be-all end-all of like what a person is like. I've matched with people that seem like they could be really fun based upon their profile, and they actually are terrible, like terrible conversationists, or like just terrible humans, or just like not my thing. But I thought, based upon how they laid it out, that they were exactly my thing, and I was like rudely like awakened that this was, you know, the reality of the situation once we started talking. But also in the reverse. So while I don't think that his profile was that great, for me, I can't ignore like when my physical thing is being activated, because that's so rare for me to have like a really big strong pull, because my likes are just so oddly specific sometimes. Yeah, so I guess we're just gonna round this out with the last profile. This guy is running in his little shorts, his little running shorts. He's super tan, and he's running down a dirt road in New England with rolling green hills in the background. His shorts are very short, and I can tell that he's probably has like a really nice body, because I can tell that he's a usual runner because of how tan his body is. Guys who wear short shorts like that, it's not like the first time that they've ever run, right? Like if you're running in like neon green short shorts, this is your usual thing. So that's what I'm picking up from the first photo. But also the first photo is like, it's rural. It's not city, it's rural. It's a dirt road. And he put that as his like first photo. So he wants to show like I am active and fun with my green, but I'm also like, I like the beauty of the outside world that I exist in. And so I'm showing you all of those things in the first photo. All right, his simple pleasures: sunrise and sunset hikes, summer afternoon runs, coffee with half and half, listening to my 6-year-old's ideas. It's kind of cute, actually. I like that. Growing vegetables, nighttime movies on a couch, well-timed jokes. I like that because it's like, oh, you can understand witty and funny, and like you understand nuance of like typical normal things can be used more intelligently, and it says a lot. Well-timed jokes. Runny eggs, happy dogs. I could go on. I did feel like he had like an endless list going on. I kind of like that. I like this dude. He's enjoyable. All right, before we get to see his actual face, because all we saw was like his back from a far away picture, because it was not a close-up shot of him running. So we're into the demographic section. He is about my age. He's like 1 year off. He doesn't live that far away from me. He has children, which he already said, which I knew that. Yeah. He's a teacher, which I think teachers, like I sometimes, this is terrible to like admit, but I sometimes avoid certain professions, and here's why. I've matched with a bunch of different teachers and they're usually pricks, to be honest. I've never matched with a teacher that had like, they hate my little like challenging ways. Like I feel like they just deal with children that like challenge them all day long and like never say, okay, you can just be authoritative and like respect that. It's super kind of like frustrating for them to be a teacher right now. So I don't know what grade he teaches, but like I just know as far as match, I like to be more playful and they like to, I don't know if they really enjoy that. I just know from my past teachers that usually they're not playful. They always say that I'm like playing some bad game. And it's like, no, you just don't get what I'm trying to do, because you're used to people being like, your threshold for like play before you turn it into like get back in line is really low. And I need somebody to like have a larger tolerance before they tell me to get back in line. I don't mind being told to get back in line, but like let me play a little bit, which I understand. So I'm just not for them. Okay, long term, open to short. I see his face for the first time. It's a happy face. It's not the face of the dude that we just barely said yes to. But it's not unattractive. It's kind of a cute photo because it's mostly a photo of just him. I can see the bottom of his neck. He's in some sort of plaid shirt, plaid button-down shirt, and he has like a 5 or 6 or 7 o'clock shadow kind of beard. I wouldn't say it's a beard, but like it's like thick enough and like long enough to like not be just fresh stubble, if that makes any sense. But you can tell that he shaves regularly enough so it's not like a full scraggly beard with like people like hang like Christmas ornaments in it on a regular basis. I did see that. And he's got some sort of corduroy hat on. And the thing about this is that you can see his little girl is holding onto his head, steadying herself as she is on his shoulders. Her little hands are so cute. Her little pink jacket is so cute, but that's all you can see of her. So it's a well done photo of like, hey, I have kids, and he said that he had a child. He likes her ideas. So I feel like this is a cute way of saying like, I'm a dad, but this is my face. Like, it's well done. I just wish I could have seen more of his body, but I understand the zoom in this use case because he's trying to keep the identity of his child like out of his photo. So like it's mostly just like cropped to like not put a lot of her body in, but you can tell what's going on. Like, you can tell enough. So anyways, the next photo is wintertime, and he is skiing in his shorts and t-shirt, and it is either sunrise or sunset. I can't really tell, but it's like the prettiest orangey sunset. So in a few of his photos now, you can tell like he's an outside person, but you can also tell that he values the outside, the beauty of the outside, because like his body is like kind of like crouched on the side of the photo. And in his running photo, in his opening running photo, it's not a close-up. You can tell that he's kind of like hot, like physically, because of his like muscles and stuff that you can see from afar. But like if he was vain and he just wanted to show you that his body was hot, like he'd have a close-up shot of his hot body. But he shows you his hot body as he's running in his lime shorts or whatever, his neon shorts. But the beauty of the background is there. So it gives you context that it could be like enjoyable for you to like look at him, but like he also enjoys the look of like outside. There's two things going on. It shows you what you could like, but it also shows you what he values. So yeah, I wind down by going for a run, cracking a beer, putting on music, and cooking dinner. All very normal, standard things. My dogs look at me like, and it is a photo of them looking so loyal, sitting in the snow, looking up at him, basically waiting for like a treat or something, and they just look so loving. So if you were a fan of these types of dogs, I don't know really much about dogs, to be honest. You probably expect that based upon my other videos, but I can tell that these are like more like lab dogs with like longer hair, like golden retriever, I don't know. But yeah, even though I'm not super into animals, like I look at how well you take care of your animals, right? One of the things that I saw one time when I was on Tinder, I saw this anonymous profile, and he just had a picture of his truck, and it was a dash picture, and you could tell that he was 6,000 miles over his oil change, and you could tell that just based upon the information that was in the picture. There was no other picture, and there was no profile picture. It was just him of his truck with maintenance overdue. And it's like, you have an expensive truck. I can tell that from like what the truck was. You have an expensive truck that you don't take care of. 6,000 miles overdue. You don't take care of it. You wouldn't probably take care of me, right? Like, I feel like that's like reasonable to assume. So if like you take care of your lovely dogs, and you take care of like your cute little child, you're probably like more of a person that is like on my quality list, right? Rather than like a person that won't even show their face with like overdue maintenance for their car. That's the kind of thing that I'm looking at when I look at these pictures and thinking about. I'm looking for someone who likes to laugh, think, and sweat, which is a nice way to say like the typical thing where like I also want somebody who like is fit, right? Like sweat. The way that he said that versus like you have to be skinny. You just have to like to move your body, and then he'll like you. So I feel like that opens the door for like more people to be like, well, maybe I could be like that person, instead of being like, I definitely am not his match, like physically, as far as like his physique. I feel like this was a kinder, more like inclusive way to like think about things, versus like he has a hard definition of like what he's looking for. Yeah, likes to think. I like that, obviously. Someone who likes to laugh. I don't know anybody who doesn't like to laugh. I don't often think that things are funny, but I like to laugh. So that first one is kind of a little bit throwaway, because it's like that's sort of everyone. But I don't know. I don't know. What do you think? I was not expecting that. So I scrolled down and it looks like it's his school photo. But like the twist is he's wearing like this rainbow, like almost in like a haha funny way, not in like I'm a drag queen kind of way. He looks like very, very masculine with his button-up plaid shirt, which we've seen before in his profile, underneath a jacket. So like that's kind of like his vibe, a button-up shirt. And he has his glasses on. He looks very stern or serious, but he's wearing this like wig that is like brightly colored, rainbowy, kind of like, it just looks absurd. So maybe it shows that he's fun? I don't know. This is like a little bit of an outlier kind of thing. I don't know what to think about that. I don't know. I think it's funny. Anyways, his next photo and his last photo is him using one of those hand microphone things where like you speak and it like makes your voice louder. And he is wearing some sort of weird shirt. Weird meaning like there's a lot of strange little things all over it, like one of those like teachery shirts when like they're a science teacher and they just wear like weird sciencey stuff all over it. So it sort of kind of looks like there's an astronaut on this shirt, or maybe it's like a baseball man, like the Michelin Man, but like a baseball. Like imagine the Michelin Man with like a baseball as like his body instead of like a marshmallow. That's kind of like what these little men all over his black shirt look like. And then you've got what looks like hot dogs, apples, obviously apple for teacher. And I can't really tell what else is on this shirt, but it's like a crazy shirt. It's like a baseball bat. So baseball, maybe he's a PE teacher? I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. But I don't know, I liked parts about this profile. I thought it was really well done, honestly. I am gonna say no because I think that we're not really compatible. I just think it's like, it's not the vibe. I liked his profile. It was well done. Ugh, so I'm gonna finish my quinine water. Thank you for listening. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you in the next video. So take care and be well. Good luck with your matches.